Okay, guys, let's try this again. Can you see me and hear me? If not, I'm not going to wait. Apparently, you could see me, you could hear me. And okay, let's wait for a few folks to come on before we start. Sorry about this setup, guys. Anyway, long story. Let me see. We got people coming on, okay? And I'm not going to wait to say hello today. Okay. I'm gonna say hello, a little introduction. We had some questions that I hadn't got to. I will get to them this week before Friday. Okay. I'll get to the rest of those questions. I just want to do a little abbreviated, show today. And I want to talk about studies. And I'll try and put this together for you on, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 studies, all have to do with medications, common medications. And I just want to differentiate a little bit here on these medications. So let me just say this, okay? Number one, new study on Tylenol, okay? And Tylenol, by the way, is not considered a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory, like Advil, like aspirin, like ibuprofen. They are all considered non-steroidal anti-inflammatories. Tylenol is not, but big issues with Tylenol. And here's a rule of thumb, okay, just to remember this. Okay, what's the difference between Advil and Tylenol generally? Well, Tylenol will affect the liver, whereas Advil can affect the liver, but it's probably more damaging to the kidneys, okay? And that's why you will often have doctors, whatever, say, give them Tylenol rather than Advil, okay? Or a mixture. But this new study says this, okay? With kids taking Tylenol, they are much more susceptible to asthma. Now, for years I've been talking about, look, are you better off, for example, a kid gets an earache, okay? 99%, unless you literally see pus coming out of the ears, 99% of the time, that is viral. It's not a bacterial infection. It's a viral infection. Now, the difference, okay, is a lot of times, and this happens it happens thousands of times a day in North America, kids are given antibiotics for a viral infection. It's virus. But there's a lot of pressure. You got a bad earache. Listen, you got a bad earache, or you got, a bad throat, and you don't need an antibiotic, okay? And doctors will say, good doctors will say, look, just give them some Tylenol for the pain and let it ride out. I know my son-in-law, an excellent physician, would say, no, I'm not giving you an antibiotic. I'm going to give you, look, take something for the pain like Tylenol and take an antihistamine to, like Benadryl or whatever, to clear the pressure out of the ears for ear infections, rather than giving an antibiotic. Good idea. I like that. Okay? Look, no one, we can all be purists and say, well, I'll never ever take an Advil, or I'll never take a Tylenol, or I'll never give a kid an Advil or a Tylenol. Well, good luck with that. if they got a bad infection or, ear infection or whatever. But the point I'm trying to make is on this study, it was saying that the liver is affected. Now, if you take Tylenol for a couple of days, you're not going to damage your liver. But here's what they're saying with children, okay? This is a new study out. I found it interesting. I always knew that Tylenol affected the liver. And some people live on Tylenol. You know what this study is showing? Because Tylenol affects the liver and lowers glutathione. You know what glutathione is, okay? We talk about it all the time. Glutathione is Velcro. It is your master antioxidant detoxer. Your body actually makes it. It's produced in your liver. That's why your liver is such an important organ. Okay? It's why it's such an important organ. It detoxes your body. But Tylenol, okay, with kids who, parents mean well, I'm sure, but, I got a cold, runny nose, whatever, give them Tylenol. The problem is it destroys their glutathione. And what this study said, it makes them much more susceptible to asthma. Boy, that's interesting. I'll tell you what else. When you don't have enough glutathione, these kids are going to start accumulating heavy metals. Look, there is heavy metals almost in everything. Mercury, lead, cadmium, it's everywhere, guys. But your body is a detox machine, especially your liver. But you need high levels of glutathione. Kids that take Tylenol don't have as much glutathione, much more susceptible to asthma. Okay? Got the memo? Okay. Now, Advil, okay? And this is a new study on Advil. And it's not good. Okay? Again, it's the repeated use of Advil affects the kidneys. It's a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. We call them NSAIDs. Okay? And NSAIDs, they change your microbiome. Not only can they damage your kidneys and your liver, but they actually, and this is shown, can give you dysbiosis. What does that mean? A change in your microbiome, especially in the gut. It kills your friendly bacteria. Not like an antibiotic as much, but nonetheless. That's study number 2. Study number 3, okay? Aspirin. Okay? Aspirin. Again, a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. And guys, for years, not my generation as much, my parents' generation, it was the go-to for anybody that had any risk. Well, I'll tell you, not even, okay, let me finish that. Anybody that had any risk of high blood pressure, stroke, heart attack, whatever, they were told to take aspirin on a daily basis, 81 milligrams, a baby aspirin. Take an aspirin. It thins your blood. You've heard that. Well, not my generation as much, but my parents' generation. They bought that hook, line, and sinker. Okay? They, holy moly, that was the go-to. This was a miracle drug. What a prevention. They took it like it was a vitamin. They thought it was vitamin A, aspirin, not the real vitamin A. And you know what? And I did this. I got over 1 million views on a video that I did, got to be over 10, for sure over 10 years ago. Some of you might remember this. I did a video because the FDA came out and said, you know what? The amount of benefits that you get from taking aspirin on a daily basis is not worth it. And the FDA recommended that physicians stop telling their patients to take an aspirin on a daily basis. Now, guys, I didn't say that. I just brought you the report. And I got over 1 million views. And I know some people, they were really upset with me. I said, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you what the FDA said. That aspirin, it wasn't worth it because there was thousands of people that were getting internal bleeding. They didn't even know it from aspirin. Ulcers, stomach ulcers. They didn't know it. It crept up on them, but they were taking it as a prevention. And that was discouraged, okay? And again, the new study out on it is confirming what the FDA said years ago. Like, it's not worth it. Now, if you're having a stroke, you probably won't swallow an aspirin, but somebody around you should shove an aspirin into your mouth. For sure. That, they're saying, is effective because it can help to dissolve a clot. So, yeah, aspirin has its place, but not as a prevention. It's not preventative. And I know some people still take it, and when the FDA comes out and tells you not to take something on a daily basis, man, oh man, they mean it. Okay. Now, here's another one. This is the asthma drug Singulair. Singulair, I think they call it. Singulair. Okay? And suicidal rates and hallucinations are a major, okay? Listen, don't get mad at me. I'm just telling you this. A lot of people take that as an asthma inhaler, right? And they're saying it can lead to suicidal thoughts and hallucinations in young people. How many young people are on asthma medication? Well, number one reason, because we already talked about it, is because they took Tylenol as kids. And later they get asthma, then they're put on Singulair, and they want to commit suicide. Now, not all of them, obviously, okay? But, hey, I'm only reading you the headlines. Incredible, isn't it? Okay, so those 4 things. And by the way, okay, let's say you have a child or grandchild and you give them Tylenol. Couple of things. One, you want to protect their liver. You want to protect the microbiome. Give them a probiotic. It will help them. Probiotics, a broad-spectrum probiotic, actually helps protect the liver. The other thing that I like, okay, is giving kids Navitol. Why? Because Navitol increases your level of glutathione. That's one of the things. It elevates your nitric oxide, okay? And it elevates your glutathione naturally. I like that. It's one of the reasons, well, not one out of many, that I love pine bark extract Navitol. Okay, so guys, that's sort of a shortened version today. Couldn't say hello to anybody. Didn't see your name. I don't know why. Don't ask. All I did was I started over again, and I asked Nick from our staff if she could see me and hear me. She said yes. Okay, well, we're on. Let's go. Guys, send your questions in for Friday at info@martinclinic.com, okay? And those folks, I didn't answer a lot of questions so far, but I will do that, okay? Wednesday and Thursday, we probably have some more studies, but I will answer the rest of the questions before Friday if I can. I think I can. Okay. Talk to you soon. Love you guys.